Good morning. How are we doing today? Still pretty cold here, but the sun has been shining. I keep believing that summer is going to start soon. Right, Instagram's just telling you guys that I'm here. I'll just give you a minute so you don't miss anything before we get started with today's tapping extravaganza. I'm covering something which is close to a lot of our hearts today, the topic of mum guilt. I don't think there's any mums out there that haven't at some point felt that uneasy, guilty feeling that they're not doing enough. And they certainly can't put themselves first because there's far too much else to be done for other people. So we're going to be tackling that one today. That's something that comes up a lot with the people I work with. And the people that comment and message on my social media accounts. So when this video is finished, I'll pop it in the grid so that you guys can follow on later. So let's get started. Good morning. Right, so you know what you're doing, but I'll show you again. Tapping is a very quick stress reduction technique. It's scientifically proven to work. It's switching off the amygdala in the brain, which is the stress center of your mind. When you switch that off, you feel more relaxed. You would improve your heart rate, your brain chemistry, your blood flow, and you reduce your stress hormone cortisol, which is always good. So we're going to be tapping gently on the side of the hand. Either hand is fine, whichever one's more comfortable for you. Then the top of the head, just gently, in a bit of a circle. These are specific points that work for tapping. Inside of the eyebrow, either one or both. Some people like to do both. Some people like me like to do one. Side of the eye, under the eyes, again, one side, either side, both, doesn't matter. Under the nose, under the lip, on the crease of the chin. And then you check here for the knobbly bits. Tap underneath one of those, or both. Then you go 2 to 3 inches under an armpit, or both, and use all your fingers and pat under there. And then we'll finish across the wrist, just like that. So I've got 4 rounds of tapping for you, all around the topic of mum guilt. Let's see how you feel afterwards. So before we start, just tune into how you're feeling today. Are you feeling a little bit overwhelmed, stressed out, fed up, too much on? And deep down, you'd actually quite like to spend a little bit of that time on yourself, but that can't possibly be allowed because you're too busy looking after everybody else and everything else. Right, nice deep breath in. And follow after me. Just use the same words as me. Even though I often feel guilty, I accept myself anyway. Top of the head. I just can't help how I feel. Deep down, I feel guilty most of the time. Outside of the eyebrow. The guilt that I am not doing enough. Under the eye. And the guilt that I am not enough. Under the nose. Never feeling like I have got everything under control. Under the lip, on the chin point. Always running a list of everything I need to do through my mind. Find one of these knobbly bits or both. I'm tired of this feeling. Under the arm, it steals my joy. And across the wrist, I have forgotten who I really am. Take a nice deep breath. Keep tapping on the side of the hand. Just see how you're feeling now. See if any of those words I just used resonate with you and how you're feeling about life or how you're feeling today. Have you forgotten who you really are? Because you're so bogged down with everything life throws at you. And let's go again. Even though I put all of my love and effort into my kids, I accept myself for who I am today. So much to do and not enough time to do it. My life is like I am running on a hamster wheel, never feeling like I achieve anything. I certainly never have time for myself. I only allow thinking of what I want when everything else is done. Except everything else is never done. So I am last on the list. Saying this out loud makes me feel sad. But I am grateful to listen to my feelings. Take a deep breath, tap on the side of the hand. Just tune into yourself, see how you're feeling. You're taking this few minutes out for yourself, just to see what your mind and your body are saying about your current situation and the way that you're living your life, doing your best. And we'll go again. Even though mum guilt feels like part of me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Isn't this what being a good mum is? Thinking of others before myself. Running myself into the ground to keep others happy. What if there is more to life than this? What if there was some space for me? Just a little time to focus on myself. How would that feel? Just that thought is making me start to relax. And I like that feeling very much. Take a deep breath. Because sometimes we don't even take that time to acknowledge, would we like to spend a little bit of effort on ourselves? A little bit of time. And if you can just let that thought in and sink in, you can just see how that feels. Last round. Even though I'm a great mum, but I forget about myself, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I acknowledge that I am doing the best I can, but I also realise I am neglecting myself. Maybe I can choose to put myself higher up my to-do list, to reward myself for devoting my time to others. By doing this, I will feel more energised. By doing this, I will feel happier. I'm ready to let go of some of that guilt, so I can be more like my old self. I understand that looking after myself is not selfish. Caring for myself means I can care for others better. And I can't wait to get started on looking after myself. Take a deep breath. Shrug those shoulders up. Let them sink away from your ears. See how you're feeling, not just emotionally, but just see how you're feeling physically. Because sometimes people can feel a little bit emotional and teary. Some can feel much more relaxed and calm. Many people say to me that their shoulders have dropped away from their ears, because in just that time we're starting to change what's happening in the brain and turn off that stress response for a while. Let me know how it goes. If you've got any issues with your mum guilt and you're struggling to get through that tapping session, then drop me a DM and I can support you. And I will see you next week.